Welcome back to this brand new edition that the Real Creepy Doll Man has decided to bring back. This is the second half of part 2 of the origins of the Real Creepy Doll Man theories. This is July the 27th of 2019. Time will be unknown for this episode. Now, the Real Creepy Doll Man will begin for part 2 now to this episode. And what I'm going to do is bring up my conclusions and my theories right now for all the fans out there to state this about demonic spirits. Now, I have several theories about it. Is it possible a demonic spirit can attach itself to an item like this rag doll, or in maybe a porcelain, or in a plastic, or in a vinyl doll here? It is possibility. Why do they do that? And the Real Creepy Doll Man's theory is this, if it's true, that they will attach themselves to a host for only a short time. Will they permanently stay in these vessels or not? They're here to wreak havoc on humanity and human life, meaning to all young people, old people, and people who are not old, like about people in their 20s and 30s maybe. But it doesn't matter if you're male or female. They're here for a reason. Demonic spirits can actually possess items. Doesn't matter if it's a doll, action figure, or whatever, or etc. They will attach to any items. The Real Creepy Doll Man said this theory is true 100%. They can, but what's the purpose? It's probably because they will get close to a person, of an individual they will pick to maybe possess and try to take over their vessel. It is possible that is the real true reason why they're here on earth, and that they remain invisible to humanity. And in doing so, the Real Creepy Doll Man will state this. There's other theories about this. The main one will be at the very end of my topic, but I have other theories. Can a demonic spirit actually also, in my theory, cross the threshold of a home? Yes, it can. If your home is not truly blessed, don't matter if you're Catholic, Christian, or Jew, or even a Muslim, or even a non-believer, which is an atheist, yes, they can. So I'll say this to all: get your home blessed in order to keep them out, because they can come in. And I'm going to explain the biggest thing of them all, that this is, I quote, what Tony Farrells said, meaning the son-in-law to Lorraine and Ed. He said, if you hear a knock at the door, don't let them in. That was his old theory. This is the Real Creepy Doll Man's real theory. It doesn't matter if you open that door or not, my friend. Eventually, you have to either to get your mail, go to the grocery, department store, or if you're going to a baseball game or a concert, or even worse, if you gotta go to work, you're eventually going to have to open that door, and they will go over your threshold of your home. Or you can bring them in objects like this, which is in fact possible, because you can get them anywhere. You can get them at garage sales, yard sales, peddler malls, flea markets, and that's the big place to get them. Or you can find them if someone donates them to you, like at a thrift store. You can pick them up there by accident, and they can enter your home and wreak havoc. What these demonic spirits do, in my theory, is true to tell them that the reason they're here is to destroy mankind. And as they do so, they will either attack your family and either to possess one of them, and what they will do is turn on the family to attack back and cuss that person out, or worse, they will do to wreak havoc to turn the family against each other in argument and despair, because they come in invisible, these enemies of God, which are Satan's true followers. And what they do, they will deceive mankind and destroy them. Now, another ordeal is, this is my final theory, and I want you to know this from me, bottomly. Can a demonic spirit truly, in its form, judging the level of the power of the spirit, if this demonic spirit is even stronger than all of them, could it in fact multiply or multitude itself into reproducing itself into duplicating itself. Meaning, can it be possible it to make other copies of itself in order to wreak havoc on the world? In my theory, in the Annabelle theory, it is possible, it is true, before Annabelle was captured, it could be possible that this demonic spirit may have broken off into several little bits and pieces of essence of its spirit in order to not to be captured, because it knew maybe that the warners would come to take it away. And in doing so, in my theory, in the world, could there be more Annabelles within the world? The spirits, these demonic spirits calling itself Annabelle, meaning could there be more Annabelles from off the original Annabelle? My theory is yes, that a demonic spirit could in fact clone and copy itself if it is strong enough to break itself into smaller parts, and in doing so, maybe feed and grow stronger and become like the original. So if that's in fact the truth, then the Warners have a lot more to worry about than just one Annabelle within the world. If all we know, there could be anywhere from 50 to 100 to maybe 1,000 of them running around in different parts of the cities, countries, and in the whole entire globe of the whole entire universe. To this day, you'd never know if there's more than one. Because the problem, I believe, why a demonic spirit comes into this realm is because some people, and I said this in the message that I'm going to say right now, that it is possible. In my theory, yes, they can multiply and they can reproduce itself if there is not a succubus or incubus to populate their ordeal in the demon population. So that's my theory. But the next ordeal is that the biggest ordeal, that when they come in, there are several ways they can come in besides just open the door. There are other ways. Ouija board is the number one way. Now, if you have one of these boards with one of these little devices on it, it's sort of a pendulum or pincho. If it has a planchette, it can enter in by spelling its name. Now, if it does a figure 8, it can open a portal. Now, where will this portal open to? Will it open to heaven? But I say this, it will not open itself to heaven, but open another doorway and open a portal maybe to hell and let out demonic spirits. That is one way they can come in your home, by playing with this thing that people call a game, that the Ouija board is in fact not a toy and should not be played with to contact spirits in my reality. Now, another way they can come through is a media. People who read tarot cards and do psychic reading, they can do that. They can channel the spirit and they can bring them in that way. And there's actually a third and final way you can bring a demonic spirit, playing subliminal messages backwards. It is possible, my theory, to say you can bring them in by summoning demons through playing a record or a CD backwards, or even a cassette backwards if you have the right speed. You can actually bring a demonic spirit in that way as well. So you have 4 ways you can bring a demonic spirit in: by opening a portal or open the gate of hell to release them. Or usually they're already released on this earth now. But there are other ways. The other 3 ways I mentioned is the only ways they can come in. Now, if this happens, then there is a very big chaos, that there are a lot more male and female demonic spirits out there who will imitate whoever they want. There are some that can contact you in your dream. Is this theory true? Yes, indeed. They can do that to manipulate you and to do either sexual favors or far worse. In my theory, it is possible, yes, because they can lie to you and deceive you, as well as the devil has, which is Satan. So that's part of my theory. So people do not believe in the supernatural and the paranormal. But in this case, the real creepy doll man said this stuff is 100% real, and people do not know that. And it needs to be further investigated by, demon hunters and ghost hunters, or I should say demon busters, to find out more of the truth. Meaning the Catholics, the Christians, and anyone else who follow God to stop that. Now, I hope you like this new episode. And will the Real Creepy Doll Man bring any new episodes back for this 2019? Keep watching, more to come, because they might be. This is the Real Creepy Doll Man saying goodbye. And God bless you all.